David Downs here from the Inclusion Club. In this first part of this two-part series on disability action plans, we're going to consider three key ingredients of what constitutes an effective disability action plan. Now, over the years, I've seen many disability action plans fail before they even get a chance to start. Now, that's not through a lack of good intention. It's because the process of developing a plan, in addition to the plans that already exist, is perceived as being an extra burden, as something a bit boring and difficult, as something that is unnecessary. It needn't be any of these. What will help alleviate some of the perceived pain in developing a plan is understanding some key ingredients of an effective plan before you even put pen to paper. So, our first key ingredient when developing a disability action plan is the process of developing an action plan is just as important as the outcome. The process of developing a good disability action plan should, at a very minimum, take the necessary time and involve key people within and outside the organization. A quick disability action plan is usually a poor one. That's because due thought and attention needs to be made to the details that underpin the plan. People often need time to reflect on proposed strategies and to modify content to something that makes sense to them. There's no golden rule about the time it takes to develop a plan, but proper process is vital. Good things take time. Consultation is also key. And surprise, surprise, consultation with people with disability an absolute must. The absolute best plans are those that incorporate the views and thoughts of people with a disability that are currently involved in the organization. This is true regardless of how pretty the plan looks or how many fancy words the plan uses. I'd much rather sooner see a simple, usable document that is true to the wishes and thoughts of people with disability than a professionally printed full-colour glossy booklet that reflects nothing much more than what an organisation wants to look like. It's not about what it looks like, it's about what it does that's important. Consultation is key to this. Leadership is also important in this process too. The best plans are not driven by committees. They are driven by individuals, often with a passion and interest in the outcomes of the plan. Who is involved in the consultation process depends on the structure of the organization, but think of people who are the key decision-making people and keep in mind that all stakeholders need to be supportive of what you are trying to achieve. The second most important consideration, the second key ingredient when developing a disability action plan is the disability action plan should only ever be temporary. Now, why do I say this? Simply because it's very easy to forget about a standalone plan. For most organisations, particularly for those ones that are developing a disability action plan for the first time, it's important to focus attention on a specific plan. The disability action plan forces people to concentrate on definite strategies. A strong focus is important to get things up and running, to create momentum and energy. Over time, though, the strategies and actions inside the plan should merge as seamlessly as possible with the generic strategies and actions of the organization. These plans are typically called strategic plans or operational plans. The point is, though, that strategies for people with disability should be integrated within the generic plans of an organization. Like this, they are embedded into the usual planning processes. The usual cycle of planning, the usual way of thinking and planning. That's how disability action plans become really inclusive. Again, there is no set time frame for this, but it is usually a point in time when strategies are up and running and people are taking responsibility for them in their day-to-day work. A disability action plan left alone is easily forgotten. The final key ingredient is that the disability action plan must have senior management endorsement and a public commitment. There is tremendous power in having the president or chairman and your senior club members publicly endorsing your disability action plan. These are people often elected by members. They are people who are charged with making decisions on behalf of the organisation. They set direction and policy. When they do this in a public forum, their integrity and authority is on the line if it doesn't happen. They have ultimate responsibility for the outcomes of the plan, so they have a very strong vested interest in ensuring that plans come to fruition. We have seen the power of this at the national level, where leadership is key to making things happen. So, in summary, there are three very important key ingredients that make up an effective disability action plan for sport and recreation clubs. The first is that the process of developing the disability action plan is just as important as the outcome. The second is that the disability action plan should only ever be temporary. And the disability action plan must have senior management endorsement and a public commitment. Now, you may be able to think of more, but at least this gives you a start and ensures that your club or association has the building blocks to make an effective disability action plan.